feel very confident in this, and we'll talk to him too about this. Clemson quarterback Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, is the best quarterback in this NFL draft class. I look at everything, and I'm not just saying, I'm not going to bring up that first argument of, well, he beat Alabama, or he's been in the national championship game twice. No, that's great and all, and that's awesome. But evaluating the quarterbacks that are given for us this draft class, which we can all agree, not a good draft class for quarterbacks. It's just not. There's no standout guy like there has been with Luck and some of the other guys. Newton, there is none. These are all these guys are very much developmental quarterbacks that, while we do have a few teams that need a quarterback to start right away, and they would be open to a rookie quarterback, a lot of these guys, it would be much better to sit on the bench 2 to 3 years, and then, as they develop, boom, throw them in there. The Browns, possibly the Bears, and the 49ers really can't wait. So that leads me to looking at all the quarterbacks. I'm a Watson fan. I have been since he arrived on the scene, and he sold me. This season alone, of course, won the national championship, threw for 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. A lot of people are worried about, the too much throwing, which can be good and can be bad. Some of the decision-making he makes. But what I like and what I take away from that is, one, not afraid to throw the ball. Can he be a little bit careless sometimes? Sometimes. A little bit. But when you look at Trubisky, when you look at Kaiser, you look at some of these other guys, sometimes they're not more confident like Watson is to make that type of throw. And sometimes Watson just makes better throws than these guys. So I just feel more comfortable with Watson starting week 1, if need be, out of all these quarterbacks. If he's got to go and start week 1, which I don't want any of these guys starting week 1, but if he has to, I would rather have him over Trubisky, maybe over Kaiser. Kaiser's a guy I'm kind of sold on, but definitely over Mahomes. Webb and Kai, they're all developmental guys. So Watson, again, he's shown the ability to throw with touch, and I just like what I see. Definitely a better leader out of all of these quarterbacks. Much better leader, much more confident guy. Kaiser, he might be on the same level. He's more of a quiet confidence type of guy, so I might be okay with that. But definitely a much better leader than Trubisky. Trubisky's got 1 year on him. Yes, he is good. I'm not saying any of this. This is not a knock on any of these guys, which, if you're a fan of one of these guys, of course, you're going to leave a comment anyway saying that Watson sucks or whatever. But I just like Watson's overall playing ability and what he can provide on the field, rather than any of these other guys where it's just, there's too many question marks on them. I don't necessarily see, again, great leadership from Trubisky, not from Mahomes, not from Webb, not from Kaya. I'd rather have a quarterback like Watson who's not afraid to throw the ball, and he's going to learn from his mistakes. And of course, in the NFL, he's not going to be able to just throw every single thing like he has in college. But you can see he's not afraid. And majority of these times, he can make these throws. I don't have, there's no concern to me that he cannot make any throw on the field. I think he can make every throw. I'm a little upset that he did not join or accept the invitation to the Senior Bowl. Though he is a junior, he did graduate early, so therefore making him eligible for that game. He denied the invitation. His representative cited a long season and a continued training for the NFL draft are the reasons he won't play. Well, guess what? This is part of the NFL training. And this would have been perfect, especially for the Browns, who apparently are kind of intrigued with him if he's there at the number 12 spot, which you look at a lot of mock drafts, and obviously mock drafts, 90% of them never are even right. You might get your top 5, and then after that, it's anybody's game, right? But they're fun anyway, so everybody makes them. Deshaun Watson is easily either a top 3 player or all the way to the second round, depending on what mock draft you look at. So could be there at 12. Again, the not playing in the Senior Bowl hurts, I think, a little bit. There's a lot of questions. Not a lot of people are sold on Watson like I am. I'm not a Clemson fan. I'm sold on Watson. Both on and off the field, Watson is the guy I feel more comfortable. If I'm needing a quarterback, I'm selecting. It doesn't make it a little bit more difficult for the Bears and the 49ers who have that those 2-3 spots where it's like, I really want to use this pick when we could get another piece. Honestly, for the Bears, I think as much as difficult it is to say, I think you stick with Jay Cutler, you improve other places, help improve the team better. Maybe you could play. I don't know. I don't know. But I just think Watson overall is the best quarterback. And I like to hear what you guys have to say, of course, always. One thing I wanted to throw out there, if Watson somehow falls to the second round, I would not mind, and I'm throwing this out there, I wouldn't mind my Los Angeles Chargers to go ahead and take a shot. Draft him. Draft him with that 7th overall spot or 6th overall spot in the second round if he's there, which I highly doubt he'll be there by that time. And I know people are like, well, there's other needs for the Chargers. You got safety, you got wide receiver, you got offensive line, you got Chargers need help everywhere. But Rivers is getting older. And people want to point out the flaws in Rivers and Chargers moving to LA and no star factor. Let's say you get a top wide receiver, Corey Davis or Mike Williams in the first round. Or even Jamal Adams, LSU safety. Some big name in the first round. Come back in the second round and you say, we want Deshaun Watson to learn behind Phillip Rivers for a few years, the last few years of Phillip Rivers, develop him. Hey, you got some intriguing stuff. I don't know. I don't know if the Chargers go and pull what the Rams did and doing that stupid trade. I'm not saying the Chargers will do a trade, but getting Goff when they really didn't need to and giving up all those picks. Maybe and that was all for the LA factor to get the buzz around. Maybe the Chargers say, you know what, we'll do the same thing, but we'll wait till the second round and Watson's there, we take him. I'd be okay with that. I'd be happy with that. I don't know. We'll talk to Matt Yustin either next week or the following week. Who'll have our mock draft, and we'll talk about Watson. We'll talk about a few other guys. So be on the lookout for that on here on the Short Sports Show.